In this video, I would like to walk you through on how to start with Meno. So the first thing, which when you download the app and you see your dashboard, you can create a new project and you will see 6 options. The first one is completely blank project. The next one is basic starter, just with variables and very essential components. The next one is a little bit more advanced. You have standard. So you have a variables, UI components, but those components don't have properties yet. If you would like to have properties, which you can configure, then go for Pro Starter. And the last one is advanced, where you have nested props, color modes, list, everything to build super scalable website. And you have clone. If you would like to clone existing Meno project, you can do it right here. But in general, those 5 options are for creating starter projects. And I would recommend to start with the basic. So in this one, you can understand variables. So this is the first step in Meno to build scalable projects. So let's take basic. Let's name it basic example. This will be the name of the project. And right now, GitHub repository is automatically created. The project is created and I can click on it to go into the project. And right now, you will see that any element you select is just a regular node. So for example, I can just change it and I don't have to care about any components. It's just single node and a variable. So if you hover over any style, you will see, for example, text medium variable. This is a text variable for font weight. This is text variable font letter spacing. So if I will change it, then all elements which has also text letter spacing variable will have the same change. And this is very cool, but the only moment where this is problematic is that if you would like to add one more style, for example, you would like to change color from text to, for example, muted for all components, then you cannot do it right here because this is just connecting single styles to all elements. So if you would like to do it, you can use components. And in this case, we created components only for repeating items like feature cards. So for example, if I double click on it and then make a change, for example, let's add color blue, then this color will be added to all elements in this component. And that's why the next level would be using basic starter. So, standard. Okay, let's use standard. It's cloning right now from the GitHub. And when it's ready, it's here. Okay. Okay, and right now you can see that, for example, heading has is a component. Text is a component, but it doesn't have any props for styles. It's just as a component. And if you would like, for example, button to be gray, you just need to add styles, background color, gray, color, text. So this works because in the component I checked accept instance styles. If I would not check it, then I would not have available this style panel under component. So it's important, if you create a new component, then please add it if you would like to make this component accept styles. So for example, if you would like to change heading from 1 to 2, just change the font size variable, click on this icon on the right side to change, for example, to heading 4. And this is changing the font size just with the variable. And this heading tag, the only thing which is changing is here it's connected with tag. So if you would like to have control on the tag, you can also change it. For example, right now it's H2, H3. So this is simple way to control tag. And here you can control size. Same with text. If you would like to have color muted, you can just change it directly in the styles. And the next option to make it even more scalable would be using properties. And properties you have in Starter Pro. So if you would like to start with a Pro, then let's create the Pro project and let's open this one. And in the Pro, tag is not only connected with a tag here, but it's also mapped with the font size. So that's why it's green here. And of course, if you don't want to get so deep into the Meno, you don't have to use it. You can keep being on basic or on starter, but if you would like to use Pro Starter, then you will need to understand how style mapping works. So for example, if I map font size with property tag, I can define that for 1 it's 60 pixels, for 2 it's 45, for 3 it's 32. So this way, when I change the tag, automatically font size will change. And this way I created properties for heading, for text. You can change, for example, size to large or color to light. For the buttons, you can define if you need a default or secondary button. So you have this kind of variants, properties, and this is very useful, but this makes you, you have to understand how style mapping works. So this is one more level here. And of course you can mix it because you can use variables for heading like here, but for example you would like to have button which can have a variant default and secondary, so then you can just create this component here. This is very simple. You can just click here and convert to component, then button. You have button like this, and if you would like to add a variant property, then you just click here, add variant, pick select, default, light, add property, and now connect background color with variant. In default you have accent, and in this one we will have gray 200. So right now if I change the variant to light, it's automatically gray. And if I would like to also change the color, I can map to prop, variant, and pick accent. Okay, and this way I just created a component button with a variant light or default. And the last one is advanced. So advanced is, as the name says, it's the most advanced, and in this one each section is a reusable component. So this way, if we have 50 pages, we can use, for example, hero centered for multiple pages, and we have properties like title, text, button text, secondary button, and then if we change it here, it's going to change our section, and we can reuse those sections. On those sections we have also something what's called lists. So for example, I have your first question, and if I would like to drag it here, it's automatically changed. If I would like to change something on the list, I can do it right here. So this is very useful, especially for marketing teams which are maintaining very large websites. And for example, if you would like to change color, you have something what's called theme. So you can change theme to dark to muted, and you can manage those colors in themes. So you have light, muted, dark, and you have a palette of colors which you can choose for each theme. So for example, in the heading, if we have color text, this text color will be defined as a base 950 for light, 900 for muted, and 50 for dark. So depending on which theme we will choose for this section, it will accordingly change theme text variant. So as you see, this is more scalable, but also more complex to understand if you are just starting with Meno. So I would recommend to make first project with basic, then go to standard, then try do something with properties, and if you feel ready, then go to advanced to build very scalable websites, which can be also, of course, reused using AI. So with the basic, I think AI will be more how to say it, experimental. So you can get more experimental results from the AI. If you use advanced, it will be much more trying to fit into the design system which you already created. So if you just want to experiment with AI to create a completely new design systems, I would also recommend to try basic, but then go to advanced if you have specific design system set up in the Meno and you want AI to reuse it to create new structures, new pages, new sections. I hope it helped you to understand how to start with the Meno. If you have any comments, let me know. You can write them right after this video or just connect with me directly via our website or LinkedIn. Let me know all the feedback which you have, and see you in the next one.